When billionaire architect Richard Halston's twin babies, Ethan and Emma, were born, his world turned from celebration to despair. The doctors told him both infants were paralyzed from birth, a rare condition that would leave them unable to walk for life. His wife, shattered, left soon after, unable to bear the pressure. Richard, a man who could build skyscrapers that touched the clouds, suddenly felt powerless within the walls of his own mansion. He hired the best doctors, therapists, and nurses money could buy, but nothing worked. The twins remained silent, fragile, and motionless until one quiet morning when he witnessed something that would change his heart forever. That morning, Richard had returned home early from a meeting. As he walked past the nursery, he heard a soft hum and unfamiliar tune. Peeking through the slightly open door, he saw his maid, Grace, an elderly black woman who had been with the household for only a few months. She sat between the twins' cribs, gently massaging their legs with all while whispering, "You will walk, babies. You will run. God's breath still moves through your bones." Her hands moved with care and rhythm, her voice full of faith. Richard stood frozen, not wanting to interrupt. Every morning and night, Grace continued her quiet ritual, singing spiritual hymns from her church and massaging the baby's limbs, speaking hope where science had spoken doom. Weeks passed, and something unbelievable began to happen. Ethan's toes twitched. Emma started to move her fingers. Doctors called it reflex activity, but Grace only smiled and said, "That's faith working." Richard, once skeptical, began sitting by the nursery door, listening to Grace's songs and seeing his children's eyes light up when she entered. She told him stories of how her grandmother used prayer and touch to heal people in her village back home. Slowly, the twins gained strength. At 6 months old, Ethan pushed himself up for the first time. At 8 months, Emma took her first shaky step while holding Grace's hand. The doctors were baffled. There was no medical explanation. Overwhelmed, Richard called Grace to his office one evening. With tears in his eyes, he said, "I spent millions trying to fix what only love could heal." Grace smiled humbly and replied, "Sir, money builds walls, but faith breaks them." Months later, the twins were running through the garden, their laughter echoing through the mansion. Richard no longer saw Grace as a maid. He saw her as the miracle his wealth could never buy.